Welcome everyone. In this chapter, we are going to see file ownership. Linux is basically a multi-user operating system and it can access multiple users simultaneously. This might raise security concerns as an unauthorized user can corrupt, change or remove the important data. To effectively manage security, Linux offers authorization into following two levels. First is ownership, the second is permission. We are going to see ownership in this chapter. For example, let's try to run this command and then find its ownership. Copy and now paste. Here, the user or owner, the group, and the others are different aspects of ownerships. File ownership. We can use the chown command to change the ownership of the file or directory. The syntax is simple: chown, then the user and the file name. Let's try to change the ownership of the file hello.txt which we created earlier. Now when I do ls minus l, here you can see the hello.txt file and I can use chown and then let's change this to linux dev to hello.txt. It's not permitted, so you need to do sudo and here, and now it is done. And now you can see here the user is linux dev 2. Okay, now the ownership of the file is different. To also change user and group ownership, we can perform the command as chown and then user and then group and the file name. So let's try to find our groups: cat etc group, and here you can see we have these many groups. So we have linux camp batch 1. Now let's change the group ownership. To do that, we can run the command as chown linux dev 2 linux camp batch 1 and then file name. So sudo, and now if I run the ls command, here you can see our user or owner is linux dev 2 and our group owner is linux camp batch 1. Previously it was different, Dhanu Sir. Okay. Now finally, to change the ownership of the directory, we can use the option R, which will basically change the ownership of the directory content recursively. Let's create a directory and then few files, copy and then paste. Here you can see I have used tree bootcamp and we have two files inside the bootcamp folder. And now if I perform ls minus l and then bootcamp, you can see their owner and group ownerships. Now let me change this to, let me use sudo chown r and then change it to linux dev 2. And when I check inside the directory, you can see those owners are different now. That's all in this chapter. Thanks for watching. In the next chapter, we are going to see file permissions in Linux. See you in the next chapter.